So someone with cancer, what would be the best breakfast for them? A little bit different. We want to get those carbohydrates right down. We want to get the glucose levels down even lower. Yeah, what would we do for the raw? There's a group of classified as fruit, but almost not classified as fruit because they're the savoury fruits. So we've got tomato, cucumber, avocado, pumpkin, zucchini, eggplant. Yep. So what would be the raw? Avocado? Cucumber? Celery, yeah. Again, we've got to make it so that they like it. And they can have a little grain, but not a lot of grain. So maybe just half a cup of some of the grains we just looked at. So will we put buckwheat or rice, and we can have some green. What would be some green? Yeah, or you could have some steamed vegetables maybe. Steamed veg, we'll just say steamed veg. Okay, we've got our fibre. Got a little bit of protein in here, not a lot. Protein? Yeah, we'll do some legumes, yeah. Now this is what I advocate or suggest. In fact, one writer in Australia, he said when you deprive cancer cells of glucose, it's like you have a sledgehammer effect on cancer cells. You see, to be able to function, to be able to survive, they need that high glucose coming in so they can run here. But when you supply the foods that slowly release the glucose, this pathway can certainly wait for that. And when you're at the same time putting heaps of oxygen, I should say, in, that functions very nicely. So you can switch the cancer cells from being the cancer cells back down to a normal cell by guaranteeing lots of oxygen and having a low glucose diet.
Cancer prevention through diet is a powerful approach, advocated by many health experts, including the esteemed Barbara O'Neill. As a world-renowned natural health educator and naturopath, Barbara O'Neill has transformed countless lives with her profound insights into the relationship between food and health. She emphasizes the importance of an alkalizing diet, reducing sugar intake, and increasing the body's oxygenation to combat cancer. One of her key strategies includes incorporating nutrient-dense foods that not only provide essential vitamins and minerals, but also contain powerful antioxidants and anti-inflammatory properties. Barbara O'Neill stresses that the foods we choose for breakfast can either promote health or contribute to disease. Many popular breakfast options are filled with harmful ingredients that can disrupt the body's natural balance and increase the risk of cancer. To protect our health, it's important to be aware of these risks and make informed choices. In this video, you'll learn the 4 breakfast foods Barbara O'Neill recommends avoiding to beat disease. Disclaimer: the information provided in this video is for educational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your physician or other qualified health provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition. Do not disregard professional medical advice or delay in seeking it because of something you have read or seen in this video. 1. Processed meats like corned beef hash. Barbara O'Neill explains that processed meats, such as bacon, sausage, and ham, which are often featured in breakfast meals, are classified as Group 1 carcinogens by the World Health Organization. These meats are heavily processed, with nitrates and nitrites, which are known to form cancer-causing compounds when exposed to high heat. Regular consumption of processed meats has been linked to an increased risk of colorectal cancer, making them a dangerous option to include in your breakfast.
So one of the main causes of colorectal cancer is a refined diet with no fibre and a high meat diet which has no fibre. Sometimes when people are reading that grizzly steak, they think that's a lot of fibre. It's not fibre. It's not fibre at all. And the only way Dr. Robert Atkins got away with his high meat, high fat diet was his patients had to eat 3 cups of vegetables a day. The vegetables moved things through because he knew that it had to move.
According to a review published in the journal Koreas, there is growing concern about the link between red meat consumption and cancer risk. The authors of the review examined various studies to understand how eating red meat, like beef and pork, might affect the chances of developing certain types of cancer, particularly breast and stomach cancers. One of the main findings is that red meat contains a type of iron called heme iron, which can lead to harmful reactions in the body that may contribute to cancer development. For instance, when red meat is cooked at high temperatures, it can produce harmful substances that are linked to cancer. The review highlights that some studies suggest that replacing red meat with poultry, like chicken or turkey, could lower the risk of breast cancer. This might be because people who eat more poultry tend to have healthier eating habits overall. However, there are also studies that show both red meat and poultry can be associated with breast cancer. When it comes to stomach cancer, the review points out that heme iron in red meat can lead to the formation of harmful compounds in the body, which may damage DNA and increase cancer risk. The study emphasizes that how we cook meat matters, as certain cooking methods can create more of these harmful substances. For instance, when red meat is cooked until well done, the levels of these harmful substances can be significantly higher compared to meat that is cooked at lower temperatures or for shorter periods. This means that not only the quantity of red meat consumed matters, but also the cooking methods used can influence the potential health risks associated with it. Barbara O'Neill suggests replacing processed meats like corned beef hash with nutrient-rich, plant-based alternatives for breakfast.
Let me suggest another breakfast. Let's say avocado, tomato. So there's some raw, some spinach, and sourdough spelt toast, and a legume. Might be lentils, might be black-eyed beans, might be scrambled tofu. I have found that breakfast sits very well too. And that's something that's quick. They don't have to cook the things. The legumes could be cooked the night before.
A great option is avocado paired with scrambled tofu, which not only provides essential nutrients, but also helps support cancer prevention. Avocados are packed with healthy fats, antioxidants, and fiber, all of which promote heart health and reduce inflammation. They also contain compounds like lutein and zeaxanthin, which protect cells from oxidative damage, a key factor in cancer prevention. Scrambled tofu, on the other hand, is a versatile, protein-rich alternative to processed meats. It contains important nutrients like iron, magnesium, and calcium, while being low in saturated fats. Tofu is also a great source of plant-based protein and has been shown to support balanced hormone levels, which can help reduce cancer risk. By combining avocado with scrambled tofu, you create a nutrient-dense, filling breakfast that supports overall health without the cancer risks associated with processed meats. 2. White bread toast with margarine. Many breakfast cereals, pastries, and white bread are made from refined grains, which have been stripped of their nutritional content.
So what are the dangerous fats? The dangerous fats would be the altered fats. The other dangerous fat is the huge amount of fat that's dumped in the body from the high carbohydrate, high sugar diet, which we also looked at when we looked at the liver. So what are the altered fats? One of the most dangerous altered fats is the margarine. Margarine was introduced in the 1980s to help prevent heart disease. Has it? No. It's made no difference at all. And what's the definition of insanity? To do what you've always done and expect different results? No, it hasn't made any difference at all. Because, as we have learned, it is not fat that causes heart disease. But this is an altered fat. How do they make margarine? Let's say they're going to make it out of flaxseed. Well, they've got a problem, and that is it's liquid. So we've got to make it solid. So what they do is they saturate it with hydrogen ions, and that causes one of the hydrogen atoms to flip over to the other side, which now means the double bond's gone. And to be able to saturate it with hydrogen ions, they have to use a catalyst. And the catalyst is usually aluminium. That's probably the most common catalyst. And I think most people are aware of the link between aluminium and damage in the brain. Now we've got a solid fat. That's a very dangerous fat. In fact, it's only one molecular structure short of plastic. And when margarine comes into the body says, I do not recognise you. And so what it does, it quickly has to either store it. We're talking about lipomas before, those fatty lumps that people are getting in their body. It's basically, well, there are a few theories, but one theory is that the body can't get rid of the poisons quickly enough, so it just binds it up in a little fatty lump. Skin cancer rates have risen since people have been eating margarine. It is a proven fact that macular degeneration is caused by margarine. You see, the fine mechanisms in the eyes, in the ears, in the brain they love this omega-3, but if you're not giving it the omega-3, it's just got to use whatever's available.
According to Barbara O'Neill, these refined grains lead to spikes in blood sugar and inflammation, creating a favorable environment for cancer cells to grow. According to a review in the journal Nutritious, a study examined the link between various foods and the risk of colorectal cancer. The research found that higher consumption of white bread is associated with a 22% increased risk of developing colorectal cancer. In contrast, diets rich in dietary fiber, calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, and manganese were linked to a lower risk of cancer. This suggests that while white bread may raise cancer risk, foods high in fiber and essential nutrients can help protect against it. The study highlights the importance of healthy eating in reducing the risk of colorectal cancer. Instead of choosing refined grains, O'Neill recommends opting for whole grains, like oats or whole wheat bread, which provide more fiber and essential nutrients that support overall health. According to the American Institute for Cancer Research, starting your morning with a fresh fruit oatmeal is a nutritious way to reduce your risk of cancer.
Would you prefer to have a very savoury breakfast like avocado, tomato, cucumber? And if they go, no, I don't want that for breakfast. But some would like it. So I say, what would you like? If I make suggestions and I don't get any pluses, so I say, well, what would you like? And they might say, well, I would like to start with some fruit. Granny Smith apple, yeah? Or we could just say the green apple, cherries, they're nice low glycemic. We'll say an or an or. Yep, we'll just say berries. So let's have a look and see what we've got here. We've got our fibre, yeah? Everything has fibre. We've got protein, we've got some protein in the buckwheat, we've got some protein in the legumes, the lentils, fats. Avocado could come up with the raw. And of course, avocado would depend on where the person lives because sometimes the avocado is just too expensive or not grown there. Nuts, yep. Nuts will certainly lift it up. So that's a great breakfast for a diabetic. Yes, they could have some seeds. Well, if we did rice, it'd be an or, yeah? Buckwheat or rice. Okay. Or another, what's another grain? Or millet, or quinoa, yeah? Quinoa.
Rolled oats, like all whole grains, are rich in vitamins, minerals, phytochemicals, and fiber. Studies have shown that eating whole grains can lower the risk of colorectal cancer. The soluble fiber found in oatmeal also plays a key role in reducing blood cholesterol levels, further contributing to overall health. By adding seasonal fruits, ground flaxseed, and chopped walnuts to your oatmeal, you're not only enhancing its flavor, but also boosting its cancer-fighting properties. Flaxseed and walnuts are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which have anti-inflammatory effects and are beneficial for heart and brain health.
Okay, here's another one. Or you might make, let's say, berries and then make a porridge because maybe they don't like lentils for breakfast. And the porridge could be made out of any of these. So what would they put on the porridge? They could put the berries on, that's true. Let's keep this to a sweet breakfast, yeah? So may I suggest a sweetener that is very low glycemic and could make that taste very nice is stewed apple. So stewed Granny Smith apple, a milk, yeah? So they could have soy milk, almond, yeah? Coconut. And what we often do, and this makes it very nice, so we've got a bowl of porridge, we've got some stewed Granny Smith on top of that, we've got berries all over that, the milk goes on top, and on top of that sprinkle ground flax, so ground seeds. Now I find that people that are not real happy with lentils for breakfast, maybe not a buckwheat fan, the porridge could be made out of one of these, they're very happy with that. And can you see how that won't get their blood sugars spiked?
This combination of ingredients provides a well-rounded, nutrient-dense breakfast that can help lower your cancer risk and support overall wellness. 3. Sugary breakfast cereal. Sugar-laden cereals, flavored yogurts, and packaged pastries may taste delicious, but can have serious health consequences. Barbara O'Neill warns that excessive sugar intake is linked to cancer because it feeds cancer cells and promotes inflammation throughout the body.
And when you think about it, most people are educated from media. And the media that they are most educated from is basically the television. And they have the most beautiful models, and they have the most handsome models, and they're advertising the sugars, they're advertising the Coca-Colas, they're advertising candies and chocolate bars. And the message, the subliminal message coming through is, you will be this happy and look this good if you eat that. Isn't that true? And I know in Australia there are a lot of ads to cereals, and cereals have a lot of sugar in them. That's why the kids want them. So we've really got to get back to basics.
According to a review in the journal Cancers, researchers explored the connection between added sugar consumption and cancer risk. They found that people in the United States consume much more sugar than recommended by health organizations like the World Health Organization and the American Cancer Society. The review discusses various studies that found a relationship between high sugar intake and an increased risk of certain cancers, particularly breast cancer. Many of these studies took into account factors like body weight and lifestyle, suggesting that consuming too much sugar can be harmful on its own, regardless of whether it leads to obesity. The authors also pointed out that laboratory studies show that diets high in sugar can trigger biological processes that promote cancer, such as inflammation and changes in how the body processes sugar and fat. Additionally, the review mentions that high sugar consumption is linked to metabolic syndrome, a condition that increases the risk of developing cancer. The authors argue that the inflammation and metabolic changes caused by excessive sugar intake may be key factors in this connection. Barbara O'Neill emphasizes the importance of reducing sugar intake to prevent creating a sugar-filled environment that supports cancer growth. She recommends opting for low-sugar alternatives that not only help reduce cancer risk, but also support overall health. One of her suggestions is replacing flavored yogurts, which often contain added sugars, with plain Greek yogurt. Plain Greek yogurt is naturally low in sugar and high in protein, making it a healthier choice. To enhance its flavor without adding sugar, she suggests mixing in fresh fruits like berries, which are rich in antioxidants and fiber. 4. Fried breakfast foods. Fried breakfast foods like hash browns and donuts might be tasty, but they are often cooked in unhealthy oils at high temperatures. Barbara O'Neill explains that these fried foods contain harmful fats and chemicals that can raise the risk of cancer. These substances increase inflammation and stress in the body, which can lead to the development of cancer. According to a review published in the journal Nutritious, researchers conducted a detailed study to explore the link between eating fried foods and the risk of developing gastric cancer, which is a type of stomach cancer. This study is particularly important because gastric cancer is still very common in Asia. The researchers looked at 18 different studies that included a total of 5,739 people with gastric cancer and 70,933 healthy individuals. The results of the analysis showed a concerning trend. People who consumed a lot of fried foods had a 52% higher risk of developing gastric cancer, compared to those who ate fewer fried foods. This means that the more fried foods someone eats, the greater their chances of getting this type of cancer. The researchers discussed how cooking methods, especially frying, can create harmful substances in food. When foods are cooked at high temperatures, like when they are fried, they can produce chemicals that may increase cancer risk. Instead of consuming fried foods, Barbara recommends starting the day with fresh fruits, vegetables, and whole foods that support health and reduce inflammation. For example, a colorful fruit salad made with berries, kiwi, and apples provides a powerful boost of antioxidants and vitamins that help protect cells from damage. Pairing this with a smoothie made from leafy greens, such as spinach or kale, along with a banana or some berries, is another excellent choice to fuel the body with cancer-fighting nutrients.
Some people doesn't want any of that. They said, I haven't got time for that in the morning. So what would be a very quick breakfast, a very common breakfast today? It's not a breakfast that I actually desire, but a lot of people are happy with it. Smoothies. So what can we put in the smoothie? Well, I think we'll go with the diabetic because we're looking at low sugars. So we start off with 1 cup of fluid. What could that 1 cup of fluid be? Soy milk, yeah? Any other? Or? Almond, could be almond milk. Now what makes a very nice basis is the coconut water, because that's slightly sweet. I don't really buy it or use it, but I know people that do have told me the same thing, so you try different ones. Yeah, berries. Do you know what can make it creamy too and doesn't really change the taste too much is avocado. And when we put the avocado in, we're putting a few more minerals in, we're putting a very nice fat in, some nuts, seeds. What makes it very nice is the chia. The chia gives it a bit of thickness, or the ground flax. Yeah. Now, if it's for breakfast, we need to up the protein a bit. So what we suggest is a protein powder.
Barbara also suggests opting for raw or lightly cooked vegetables like tomatoes, cucumbers, and bell peppers, which can be included in a breakfast wrap or salad.
So the tabbouleh salad, familiar with tabbouleh, which is the parsley salad? It's usually made with cracked wheat, but we make it with quinoa. So salad. Might be grated beetroot, it might be just tomato, cucumber, avocado and lettuce. And that's the beauty of the health retreat. We usually do a slightly different salad every day to show them different things you can do, because most people don't eat enough raw.
These vegetables are loaded with vitamins, minerals, and fiber, offering a nourishing, low-calorie option that keeps inflammation at bay. By avoiding these harmful breakfast options and incorporating more nutrient-dense, alkaline-forming foods, you can support your body's natural defenses against cancer and other diseases. Barbara O'Neill's teachings emphasize that by choosing the right foods, we can promote overall well-being and reduce the risk of developing cancer. If you found value in this video, please subscribe and leave a comment to support the channel.